Wake up, my people. It's time to go, man. It's going to be a great day. You know why? Because it's WidKid Wednesday, baby, so let's get after it. Alright, so last week, I asked you guys this question. Do you believe that human beings are innately good? I asked you, in other words, do you believe that at their core, all people are filled with love and kindness? First off, wow, let me tell you guys something. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all of your thoughtful, intricate, and brilliant responses. Man, I'll tell you what, I was absolutely blown away by what all of you had to say. I heard so many different answers, but overwhelmingly everyone who wrote in agreed that yes, at our core, human beings are innately good. But because of a variety of different factors, we sometimes fall short of our potential. See, poor communication can prevent us from reaching this point. The people who we surround ourselves with may drive us farther away from our potential self. Even our own self-understanding can limit what we can ultimately become. Now, I'd like to share with you one of my favorite answers from my boy Tommy Angeloni, all the way out in Dallas, Texas. Tommy texted me and he said, I think when some of us fall short, it's because it's very easy not to execute a plan to accomplish their great aspirations, plain and simple. Tommy asked, how many times in our lives do we notice ourselves slipping? He says slipping is making those decisions to not get that extra workout in, to not do that one assignment because it's such a small percentage of the total grade, to not do that thing to make someone else's day because you've already got a lot on your plate. Tommy said the easy path is never the path to greatness. And that one small, lazy, and selfish decision just makes it even easier to choose laziness and selfishness the next time you're confronted with a choice. Tommy, my man, I think you hit this thing right on the head, my friend. And I want to take this thing even a step further. You see, every time we make those poor decisions, every time we slip, as Tommy would say, we set an example for others. For example, every time we use derogatory language against women, not only do we harm our own self-goodness, but young boys around the world begin to think that it's okay to act like us. And little girls begin to believe that the world is built against them. Every time we walk on the other side of the street from a person who is homeless, we make them believe that we do not care enough to have a place for them in our society. You see, every time we insinuate that Muslims are a threat to our safety, we only make it harder for them to see their true worth and value in our collective society. Every time we criticize a man for the way he wears his hair because it's too black and he needs to clean up his image, we only add to the growing concern of African Americans in this country. Every time we call someone gay, we make the LGBTQ community feel as though their love is somehow wrong. Now, let us also not forget that every time that we ignore the hardworking, the dedicated, the blue-collar middle-class Americans, we contribute to the belief that this country does not work for them. Every time that we assume that conservatives are uneducated and do not have pains of their own, we paint a horribly inaccurate picture of a large portion of Americans. And finally, every time that we attack politicians on a personal basis and shut them out simply because of their party, and you better believe that this happens on both sides of the aisle, we contribute to the rhetoric that modern American politics simply do not work. You see, we all slip up. It happens. But the more and more that we do so, the more and more we create a society in which all we see are these slip-ups. And soon we begin to believe that these slip-ups are the majority and not the minority. And so we begin to believe that human beings are not innately good and that change is impossible. But it's not, because we can fix this. We can change the social culture in this country, and we can do it right now. Simply, when you walk out the door this morning, do everything in your power to be an example of the type of person that you want to see on TV, or that you want to see in the news, or that you want making the decisions for us in DC. Man, it starts with us. We need to be the example of what good we can do, because when we love each other, and communicate with each other and celebrate each other and work with each other, we become the leaders that others will follow. Let me say that again. We become the leaders that others will follow. You see, every word that you choose, every action that you take, every step that you make today will impact what others perceive as acceptable in our society. So go make them count, because the clock is ticking. Man, thank you so much for watching. Now be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page by clicking the WidKid logo below, and make sure to check out our official website at www.thewidkid.com to book your free speaking engagement. See you next week on WidKid Wednesday.